All right, boys, buckle up. We got another one today. You know what it is, the classic. So basically, people can't afford cars. New cars, old cars, all the cars. Now, I did a video months back titled Return of the Hoopty, or the Beater. And I covered this exact car. And I remember saying I used to own this car, a Mercury Grand Marquis. Very reliable, great car. America's Honda, basically. So I actually went to look at this car, and I ended up buying the same exact one, but not this one. All right, let's get into it. We're going to have some fun, and then I'll show you what I paid for it. And this one was a piece of shit, by the way. We'll get into that in a little bit later. False advertising.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more like wrecked, just like beat up cars, broken windows, and stuff like that on the streets, just driving around, kind of like haphazardly repaired. At least, in Florida, you can get away with that kind of stuff. I think we're going to see a lot more of it. There's a lot of data showing people aren't buying new cars, people aren't, trading in their cars, people
Oh, dude's going to have to shut that baby up. No offense.
are holding on to their vehicles longer. So that to me kind of points to people are going to be driving these wrecked, beat up cars, whether they're in good condition or not. They're only going to focus on keeping the motors running and tires and brakes and stuff like that. So we're going to see some wrecked stuff. I think it's going to be a common theme over the next couple years of people just not getting rid of their cars.
I think he's actually absolutely right. And this is a little extreme, because he was making it seem as if people were going to be driving around in this. Um, you almost got to kind of admire it. You know what I mean? Picture me rolling. Um, but definitely, I do agree with him. I said this months ago. I see a lot of these older, early 2000s cars being more mainstream because people just can't afford it. I can't afford it. That means you can't afford it. And I'm going to put all my insecurities onto you. All right, now here's some comments from one of these previous car videos I've done. This dude goes, I'm looking for a beater truck after selling my 2020 Ford F-150. Can't do the car notes. And I see a lot more people bailing their car note, doing a voluntary repossession, saying, stuff it. Taking a hit, letting it go, and just driving around something older. I mean, let's be honest. This dude goes, I miss the 90s when you could buy a running car for $500 and gas was $1 a gallon. I was about 5 years old, so I did not experience that. This dude kind of sets the tone for the video here. Not the whole tone, but this is kind of my thought process. If your car is paid off, open a bank account and pay yourself your car payments to yourself. It's genius, right? You be the bank. Use it to pay cash for another car or pay for the repairs on the car you own. It's got a 2004 Trailblazer paid off. Yay, yay, West Side. He didn't actually say that, but it kind of, that's the energy I was getting from that comment. All right, let's keep this party moving.
Is the car
But here's what I meant by people can't even afford these used cars. Okay? I'm going to let this guy go first, and I'm going to tell you what I paid for this car here.
get doomed, or am I just tripping because something's not right? It's a 2007 Infiniti QX56. It's over 10 years old for sure. 80
It's a 2007. It's over 10 years old for sure. Yeah, dude, it's nearly 20 years old.
thousand miles, and it sold for 9,200. And this is in a wholesale dealer auction. Let me show you guys something. This is the MMR on the car, which dealers will use to
Okay, so it's saying it should only be about $4,000, but it sold for $9,200. That makes sense. And we'll get into that in a second.
analyze what we should pay for a car. 3875 with 85,000 miles. They paid 5 grand, 6 grand with the fees over MMR. I don't know. Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, you are. You suck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But basically, this car brand new was 50 racks in 2007. That's a lot of money. Money you certainly do not have. I'm just kidding. Not really. Statistically speaking, you don't have that.
I've never seen.
But like, think about this, right? These new cars are so expensive. People can't afford them, yeah? Okay. And we're going to get into it. Right here it says car dealers are desperate to sell their 2023 cars today in 2024. They can't get rid of them. So that means the used car market right? This 2007 Grand Marquis that I bought, 63,000 miles, $9,600 after tax, tag, and title. I know, for a 2007, a car that most of you would not want to drive. Just saying. But they could pull me over. They got me because I can't afford these cars, just like most people can't. Let's listen to this dude.
Anything like this before. There are 66,000 model year 2023 new cars still for sale, and it's almost 2025. Of those 66,000, 16,000 of them are Fords, almost 7,000 of them are brand new 2023 Jeeps, and nearly 5,000 are 2023 brand new Ram 1500 pickup trucks.
But look at the price on this, $61,000 for a truck. So for me, $9,600 for this car here, which I'll show you later in the video, I'll get out and show you the car, is like a steal. It's like, Merry Christmas, Jack. Here you go. I'm just saying. I don't know. Do you guys in the back, anybody back here have $60,000 to just shit out of their ass? No? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just this morning, the CFO from Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, said that Stellantis needs to sell down 100,000 units of inventory between now and the end of the year. That's an additional 35,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs that the automaker is going to incentivize the sale of. And you already know that Stellantis and Ford dealers are going to be putting all sorts of deals together for these 2023 new cars that they are absolutely desperate to get rid of.
That car's $45,000. What's their big deal that they're going to give you? Instead of $800 a month, how does $725 sound? Yeah? Huh? All right, let's sign the paperwork, Mary. It's like, dude, come on. But here's something I also think about. I think a lot of people have just accepted the fact that they're just going to have a car payment forever. Like, they can't do what I'm doing here. They don't have it in them to go, let me go buy an older car that I could actually afford. Okay? This is a prime example here from a car dealership guy here. This comment goes, I'm 16, I make $2,500 a month with $700 credit score and $10,000 to put down. Can I get a Scat Pack? What's a Scat Pack, you ask? It's a Dodge Charger, basically. This is a used one, 2021, for $32,000.
I don't think this would be the smartest decision because you got...
Yeah, I don't think it's smart either, or either, whatever. Okay? I could go buy that car cash right now, but that would be the dumbest decision I'd ever make. And I sometimes wonder myself, who's buying these cars? I found somebody coming up, but let's hear this guy out here. This guy paints a perfect picture.
Think about it. Best case scenario, monthly payment on the Scat gonna be, let's say, $700-800 a month. Boom. Then you gotta pay for insurance. Full coverage insurance on the Scat for a 19-year-old, you're looking at $500 a month. So you're already $1,300 a month.
$500 a month. So this 2007 that I'm in right now, I had to pay it off. They don't finance old cars. I hate to tell you this. They just don't. Paid off. Insurance, full coverage. They wanted $300 a month. Best deal without like this, with having the highest deductible and everything was like $250 a month, up front. So I went with the basic PIP, no coverage, for $580 for 6 months, basically $80 a month. I said, fuck it. Basically just a piece of paper that says, if a cop pulls you over, you're good to drive. Yeah. But what am I going to do? Spend $3,000 a year? In 3 years, I could go buy another one of these. What's the point? I'll just insure myself at that point. And I get it, medical and all that. Just something to think about, though. That's another problem with these new cars. What am I gonna do? Go buy a $50,000 car and just have PIP on it? Some asshole hits me with no insurance, and I'm just fucked. That's like another thing too. Then when you have car payments, you have to have full coverage. It's classic.
Then you got to factor in gas. That thing gonna drink gas. That's another $300 a month. So you're at $1,600 a month, all in on the Scat. Best case scenario. That's assuming everything I said is on the low end. So I don't know if I would do that, bro.
What's it?
I wouldn't do that either. So remember what I said. Who is buying these $60,000 cars? I found one. I fucking found one. This is beautiful. Well, wait for this one. This is classic.
Most financial decision you've ever made?
My car,
How much did it cost?
$80,000.
Ooh, what's your car payment on that?
Like, I paid it off. It was all the money I had.
Emptied out the
There's
bank account.
nothing left.
What kind of car is it?
M4 competition.
She's like, she has no idea what that is. Don't worry, Sugar. I don't either. I know it's a BMW, but right here, the M4 competition. I mean, it looks like a dope car, but for 70,000, well, 80,000, what this guy paid, I don't know. But you almost got to admire that, though. I always wondered who's going and just copying one of these. Well, we found one. They exist. They're real.
Kind of worth it, I say.
Would you consider yourself upper, middle, or lower class?
Middle.
How much money do you have in your bank account?
Well, none right now. Not in the act.
Not after the car.
Yeah, not after the car. But I just got the car like a week ago.
Okay, fair. As a man, what do you think you should pay for in a relationship?
House.
House and food, but I spent all my money on a BMW. Okay. Look, I think BMWs are they're cool cars. But if you're new to the channel, I also they're the worst. I don't like BMWs. Most people can't afford BMWs. They're honestly not even special anymore. Mercedes, BMW, I see them all on the fucking road. Everywhere I go, they're not special anymore. The car I'm driving right now is rarer than a Benz or a Beamer on the road. Don't believe me? I'll show you in a bit. This person goes, if I spend $50K on a vehicle, I'm living in that bitch. Yay. This guy goes, back to the BMW. This guy goes, as a mechanic for over 20 years, the way the car industry has been the past decade is exactly why I refuse to own any vehicle newer than 2012. Forced obsolescence. In other words, they're making things to break faster. There you go. So then you have to buy a new car every 5 to 10 years. He goes, endless modules go wrong, subscription service, etc., etc. It's just getting ridiculous. And he completely agrees. BMWs are complete dumpster fires. Not one will go more than 50K miles without some kind of leak. Yeah. Don't believe me. Go fucking buy one. I know you will. I owned a BMW. I can't really talk too much shit. That's how I know that they're pieces of shit. I've owned one. I learned the hard way. This dude goes, household income of 300K. We drive 12-year-old Toyotas, no car payments, and we max out our 401ks and all these other accounts. I love being a bad consumer. Back to the person in the beginning. Become your own bank. Pay yourself. It's the tale oldest time that no one's doing. Oh, God, here's that M4 competition again. Could you imagine having to just drive this thing around every day? It's like you're just screaming, I make a lot of money. That's a lot of pressure.
What car?
Okay, let's talk to some mechanics here that are going to give us the inside scoop, all right? Just something to think about in case you're looking for a new car, all right? Money pit car brands.
Brands are money pits. Even though I own a BMW, What car brands are money pits?
Land Rover, sometimes Audi.
This thing right here, Volvo.
Volvos, BMWs. I mean Euros. If you don't maintain them.
Basically anything foreign. You rarely see Volvos on the road. Shout out if you own a Volvo. Like, who's driving a fucking Volvo? My friend Trevor actually drives a Volvo. I've been to Switzerland. I'm just kidding. I've never been to Switzerland.
Jeeps.
Has technology ruined or improved cars?
Oh, it makes things complicated. I like the older days.
They've improved in some points and ruined some others. Well, they're harder to work on for one, and they're more expensive to fix. In some ways, like luxury, I think it's improved quite a bit. But liability and like ease of working on them, no.
I just want to know.
So basically, you do the math on all that. I'm sticking with the older cars, like nothing past 2017, just cuz. First of all, I can't afford any of the other ones. Even if I wanted to, I mean, I gotta be making like I mean, to be fair, I do make six figures, but like still, I own a house. Like even just buying this car, like I don't know how some people are doing. I really fucking don't. Like I personally don't get it. Like I don't know, maybe I need a Costco membership or something. I really don't get it because, but here's the thing, okay? Here's the funny part about car payments, and this is kind of by design. Remember what the dude said about obsolescence, okay? Right here. This is how they get you. This is how they get you trapped for life.
Kind of sick joke it is that I paid off my car last month. I haven't even gotten to the date where my next payment would have been due if I was still making payments. And just tell me why I got in my car today and it started to stutter and almost not start. So now I'm going to have to be taking it in. Its possibility is a transmission issue. 62,000 miles, 2019 vehicle, paid off, not even a month, and it's going to break down. Why?
I'll tell you why. First of all, it's just normal to have to maintain things, okay? Like a house after 20 years, you're probably going to need a new air conditioning unit, okay? You buy a pair of shoes, they're going to go eventually. It's wear and tear. That's like, it's typical. But the thing is when you have this huge $500, $700, $800 car payment every month, it's fine in the beginning because your car never breaks down. But what if it just starts breaking down while you have the payments? Now you're going to be super pissed. Okay, but that's how it works. Look at all these cars. Look what they have in common. 117,000 miles for sale. 82,000 miles for sale. 90,000 miles for sale. 154,000 miles for sale. Basically, anytime you see these used cars for sale, like this car here, 63,000 miles on my car right now, on this car. The difference with this car and other cars is this car will go for fucking ever. But when it breaks down and it needs a $500 fix, $1,000 fix, I'm not tripping because I'm spending $80 a month in insurance and I don't have car payments. So when something needs to be fixed once or twice a year, it's Gucci goo. It's smooth. I'm not tripping. It's, what's the bill? No, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be counting the money in the back. All good. But that's what it is. So that's why people get forced in these car payments. And it's kind of funny, actually. Like, it really is. It's kind of just one of those things where, like most people, their car's going to, after 5 years of having their car, it's going to hit that 60,000 miles. And they're going to go, I'm going to go trade it in and start my car payment all over again. I commend these people, actually. I really do. If you're watching this and this is you, God. Unreal. But there's some good deals to be had out here, okay? It took me a while, and I just zoomed in on that because they don't actually finance these cars. It says here that they'll finance you for $199 a month for this 2006 Mercedes-Benz piece of shit. Mileage, 12,000 miles. That's a good deal. They're not going to finance you. They're just not. You better pull up with cash. Like, even this 2008 Honda, $7,000, you know? But is this the car you want to drive? Be honest with me. Probably not. That's kind of the downside to this. But anyways, oh, you got a BMW in here. $8,000. Only cost you a lot of money to fix it. But anyways, here's the problem, though. When I was searching for this car for like the past 2 months since my my old Ford got totaled. Guy hit me with no insurance. Awesome, right? I had the car for almost 8 years. Great car. But hunting for these new cars are a headache. Now look at this car and tell me for $7,500, this looks pretty clean, right? I mean, it looks pretty good. So I said, I gotta go check this out. 60,000 miles, $7,500, sign me up. No big deal, pull up with the money. So I pull up to this place. First of all, the hood won't close on their car. There's paint missing all off the back end of the trunk. There's dents on the side. The one door is like fucked up, won't close. Literally a hole in the seat. Okay? Bird shit all over the front. Like, you couldn't even have hosed this thing off. Like, he knew I was coming. I drove an hour to see this car. And I had a backup, the one I bought, It was a little more expensive, but I came to see this one second, which I ended up buying this one. But that's another issue with like hunting down these cars is when you go to look at them, it's just like some of them. I kind of agree with the guy said in the beginning. You know, I think a lot of people are just gonna be like, fuck it, I don't care about the interior. The outside looks good enough. It's what I can afford. Sign me up. Anyways, before I get out of the car and show you guys this and what I paid for it and everything, if you're new here, this was a funny comment. I get some of these a lot, and this comment has 122 likes, so resonated with a lot of people. This guy goes, Jack, when I first started watching you a year ago, I looked at the hair and the red leather jacket and thought, what does this tool have to say? He hate watched me. That's classic. But I ended up laughing a couple of times, so a few weeks later, I watched another episode. Now I watch every episode. Your personality rocks, humble, funny, light. I don't need a bunch of hard data. What is happening in the economy is all around us. It's nice to see someone that calls it straight. Take a hit, metaphorically speaking. I'm actually pretty sober most of my life, or my everyday life. I used to party a lot, but I like being sober. I just enjoy it. I don't know what it is. So whenever I pretend to take a hit, just know I'm not actually usually at home taking a hit. This is the last one, then we're getting out of the car. But I just thought that was funny, because I get that a lot. You know, people they judge you, just like when you pull up in your car, right? When I pull up in this 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis, which I will get out and show you, you know, people probably aren't thinking to themselves, this guy makes 6 figures a year. Perception, I know. Just something to think about. Something to think about. You used to get a 30-year-old mortgage for your house. Now you get a 30-year car loan. It's the all-time classic. It really is. It really is. Oh, this is hilarious. My friend sent me this piece of shit just sitting in a Publix parking lot. It's a BMW. Holy fuck. All right, let's go outside. You're coming with me. So we got the baby blue Kangaroo Jackson Montgomery, dude. All right, thing is crispy. All right, not a fucking dent on this thing. All right, you got diddly diddly dee. Okay, get the code in. Super crisp. Okay, hold on, let me brighten that up for you. Dude, interior, triple crispy. Okay, look at this crispy little Ricky here. Okay, look at this. You know how much sex you could have back here? Oh, at least a good amount, a little bit. All right, thing is in triple mint condition, dude. Look at those rims, dude. I'm just kidding, those are kind of shitty. We need to get some deep limo tint on this. But dude, 9,600 bucks out the door, basically 10 grand. A little more than I wanted to spend. But nobody's got this baby blue John. At first, I wasn't too hyped on the color, but I gotta show you the engine in just a second. But, I mean, dude, but here's the point, all right? Even this, you're gonna have to, I mean, who's got 10 grand to just spend? They're not financing you on this. So that's kind of the caveat here. This guy over here is like, what's this asshole doing? All right, let's pop the hood. But dude, it's like a brand new engine. I mean, you're chilling. Look at that. Just fucking look at it, dude. Are you looking at it? Huh? All right. Anyways, you get my point. Point is for 10 grand, you could get. Point is, for 10 grand, you could basically get fucked and drive a car that you're not happy with. Hell of a video. How you doing? This fucking lady over here is just staring at me. I'm like, how you doing? She just keeps staring. Yeah, keep walking your fucking dog. I'm just kidding. She's probably a nice lady. Loser.